Past midnight on 7th of May, India struck at 9 targets in POK and deep into Pakistani territory. Operation Sindoor was India's precision response to a gruesome terrorist ambush in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir. The attack, swift, surgical and silent, were carried out with military drones playing a crucial role. Namaskar and welcome to Sansad TV. I'm RAJIV Singh and you have just begun watching our special series, History Behind Headlines. The past few weeks, drones have been and continue to be in the headlines. In modern warfare, there is a new general in the field, one with no boots, no fear and an unblinking eye in the sky. Drones have changed the nature of military operations, combining intelligence, surveillance and strike capability into a single flying platform. In the recent years, they have been used in different theatres of war, and now with extensive use during Operation Sindoor on the line of control and the international border between India and Pakistan, the drone is no longer the future. It is the present of military warfare.
Drones have changed the warfare completely. It has become, majority of that airborne warfare has become the important warfare now. Even if you look at now the India-Pakistan conflict, what has happened, it is primarily the conflict has been airborne, and in that the dominance has been on the drones, UAVs and anti-drones related technologies.
The idea of unmanned flight began over a century ago, from German V-1 flying bombs in World War II to American Firebee drones during the Cold War. Militaries dreamed of machines that could fight wars without risking human lives. Post-World War II saw the US and Israel develop the first practical reconnaissance UAVs. By the late 20th century, armed conflicts from Vietnam to Afghanistan began to spotlight drones' potential. In India's case, a landmark moment came in 1999 during the Kargil War with Pakistan. India had acquired Israeli Searcher and Heron UAVs for high-altitude surveillance, marking India's first combat use of sophisticated drones.
This much I'll say that Indian Air Force has got a lot of reconnaissance aircrafts. Reconnaissance aircraft, those aircrafts were used effectively because I was part of that operation at that time, and we got the photograph, the bunkers, everything. So how to destroy them? The moment you got an actual exact coordinates and exact location, it was easy for army to operate and reach that place. That was very effective. Plus, I can tell you some example also, because even the reconnaissance aircrafts have been so good in the past. Even the 1962 operations, our Canberra had taken all the photographs of Chinese. It was unfortunate, that's the time government decided not to use the Indian Air Force.
The game, however, changed in the early 2000s. The US Predator drone, armed with Hellfire missiles, began executing targeted killings in Afghanistan and Pakistan. Israel followed suit with the Heron and Harpy. Turkey's Bayraktar TB2 would later dominate the skies over Syria, Libya and Azerbaijan. Today, over 100 countries operate military drones. The sky has become a battlefield and India is racing to secure dominance.
India is always a dominant place in this field. That has been proved. That has been proved during this Operation Sindoor. What happened initially? We started off taking a lot of equipments. What is in before about 10 to 15 years back, we have taken a lot of what you are saying from Israel and other, even America also took some drones, took some UAVs, and they were operationally utilized and effective. But now India is manufacturing its own. It's a matter of time. We'll be flooded with the UAVs and drones of different capabilities and different sizes, and that will show now the faith of the other countries on the efficiency, and of the equipments has already been proved. This will generate a lot of confidence among the foreign customers will buy Indian equipments in future, and India will become very, very dominant in this field because we have got a lot of good engineers and scientists who have been working outside also. Now they're doing it for the Indian and the India itself, and they're taking a lot of pride into it.
India's drone journey began with Israeli imports like the Searcher and Heron, used for surveillance over hostile terrain. Then came indigenous efforts, DRDO's Rustam, the high-altitude Tapas BH, and the lightweight Bharat drone for mountain warfare. India's military drone ecosystem is diverse and expanding rapidly, blending imported platforms, indigenous development, and private sector innovation. Here is a categorized list of main types of drones used by the Indian Armed Forces. Starting with surveillance and reconnaissance drones. They are used for gathering real-time intelligence, surveillance of borders, and battlefield awareness. In the imported category of this are IAI Heron from Israel. It is a medium-altitude, long-endurance or male drone for surveillance. IAI Searcher 2 from Israel is a tactical UAV for short to medium range ISR, that is intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance. MQ-9B Sea Guardian has been recently leased from the USA. India is finalizing a deal to purchase 31 units. It can be used for long-range maritime intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance. In the indigenous segment of this category, Rustam 1 and Rustam 2 or Tapas BH have been developed by DRDO. Tapas BH is a medium-altitude, long-endurance UAV close to operational clearance. Panchi UAV is a wheeled, runway-launched version of Nishan. Moving on to combat or armed drones. These drones are used for carrying out precision strikes with onboard weapons. In the imported or licensed segment of this category comes Heron TP's upgraded version, which is an armed variant in discussion with Israel. India plans to induct armed version of MQ-9B Reaper from the USA as part of a more than $3 billion deal. India is also indigenously developing Ghatak UCAV, which is DRDO's stealth unmanned combat aerial vehicle, currently in testing stage. Talking of loitering munitions, they are also called suicide drones or kamikaze drones, which are used for striking high-value targets after loitering in the combat zone. In the imported segment of this category fall the Harap from Israel, which are anti-radiation loitering munition. These are already in service with the Indian Armed Forces. Sky Striker is a loitering drone which are being produced in India under license from Israel. This drone is said to have been widely used during Operation Sindoor. In the indigenous segment of loitering drones comes ALS-50, which is being produced by Tata Advanced Systems. It is a virtual takeoff and landing loitering munition. This drone too has been used during Operation Sindoor. Nagastra-1, produced by Solar Industries and Z Motion Autonomous Systems, has been recently inducted by the Indian Army. LAM, or Loitering Aerial Munition by Cadet Defense Systems, is under induction and testing for high altitude use. Moving on to mini and micro drones. These are used for infantry support, building clearing or tactical ISR in urban or jungle warfare. DRDO has collaborated with Idea Forge to produce Netra, a quadrator drone for counter-insurgency and rescue ops. Bharat drone is being produced by DRDO and is used in high-altitude surveillance by infantry troops such as in Ladakh. Switch drone by Idea Forge is a fixed-wing VTOL or vertical takeoff and landing drone used by the Indian Army for tactical surveillance. Moving on to naval and maritime drones. They are used by the Navy and Coast Guard for sea-based reconnaissance and anti-submarine missions. MQ-9B Sea Guardian, leased from the USA, is capable of long-range surveillance of the Indian Ocean region. Saga Defense Engineering are coming up with maritime drones. The trials have been conducted for ship-launched UAVs. Onto drone swarms. The tactic used by Pakistan during Operation Sindoor. These are used for coordinated attacks, jamming and intelligence gathering. DRDO and startups are working on swarm drone technology, demonstrated during the Army Day in 2021. Private firms like New Space Research are developing AI-powered swarm drones for the Air Force. Operation Sindoor has marked a turning point. Using a mix of imported and indigenous drones, India struck terror camps across the border in a high-precision operation, further minimizing the possibility of casualty of Indian personnel. No Indian soldier crossed the LOC. The machines did, with pinpoint precision and 100% accuracy. During Operation Sindoor, India deployed Israeli-made Harab drones as part of its precision strike strategy. These loitering munitions are said to have been utilized to target and neutralize Pakistani air defense systems, including installations in Lahore. Loitering munitions are a type of drone that combines the characteristics of a UAV and a guided missile. Unlike conventional missiles that are launched directly at a known target, loitering munitions are launched into a general area where they loiter, or say fly around and hover for an extended period while searching for a target. Once a target is identified, such as a vehicle, artillery unit or enemy hideout, the loitering munition dives and destroys it by crashing into it, detonating on impact. The real-world examples are Israel's Harab. It can loiter for hours, carry a high-explosive warhead, and home in on radar or visual signatures. US Switchblade is another example, a compact, backpack, portable loitering munition used by American Special Forces and Ukrainian troops. It is launched like a small drone and can be directed toward infantry or light vehicles. India has developed its own loitering munitions to reduce reliance on imports and create battlefield flexibility. ALS-50, a vertical takeoff and landing VTOL loitering munition, has been developed by Tata Advanced Systems Limited. and inducted into the Indian Air Force in 2024. ALS-50 capabilities allow it to operate in diverse terrains, including high-altitude regions like Ladakh. With a range of over 50 km and an endurance exceeding 1 hour, the ALS-50 is equipped with anti-jamming features and is designed for precision strikes in Global Navigation Satellite System (GNSS) denied environments. DRDO too is pursuing its own advanced loitering munition projects.
Majority of the technologies used in this are also indigenously developed here and getting manufactured, and there is a lot of effort to completely indigenize all the parts which are being used in these munitions in a big way. I'm sure in the coming days, we will have almost all the products, components developed here in the country using in these munitions.
In simple terms, loitering munitions are suicide drones that hover near a combat zone, watch for targets and then strike with deadly accuracy, just like a hawk circling its prey before diving in. The hovering, watchful behavior of loitering munitions is what exactly separates them from the general idea of kamikaze drones. Kamikaze drones usually strike pre-identified fixed targets. Loitering munitions are often more autonomous, selective and tactically flexible. Pakistan is said to have attacked India with more than 600 drones from May 7 till May 10th. India destroyed Pakistani designs to target not only military institutions but also places of religious significance such as the Golden Temple in Amritsar, all thanks to India's far superior air defense capabilities. India's drone challenge is not just technological, it is strategic.
Moment to combine all the platforms and make it very effectively, our operational efficiency will increase many-fold, and including the drones. And the future of manufacturing drones and UAVs in this country is very bright. And a lot of companies have come out. Now, if you are going through, there are 600 odd companies are making drones, maybe different sizes, but they are making it. People are investing into that, and they know, they are convinced about it. The government will place an order and they will buy it. So private sectors is also going ahead full R&D and making good drones, and will be very capable, and will start exporting them very soon.
Pakistan is importing Turkish Bayraktar TB2s, Akinci, Chinese Winlong seconds and CH4s, all combat-proven systems. Meanwhile, China leads in swarming drones, stealth drones and autonomous UAVs, often testing them near the Indian border.
The swarm drones is one technology where multiple countries are trying to make them autonomous, flying in a swarm, and all having the payloads. So it is essential to develop anti-swarm technologies, in which actually I could see many of the startups and companies have come up with these technologies now and further working on with many advanced technologies.
India must be prepared for a two-front war involving China and Pakistan. Some experts even advocate preparedness for a 2.5-front war, counting Bangladesh as the remaining half. India has the technological base, but still lags in operational numbers and deployment scale. With Make in India and foreign partnerships like the MQ-9B Sea Guardian deal with the US, this gap is beginning to close. In October 2024, India finalized a significant defense agreement with the United States to procure 31 MQ-9B high-altitude, long-endurance HAIL drones. encompassing both the Sky Guardian and Sea Guardian variants. This acquisition, valued at approximately 34,500 crore, is part of a foreign military sales FMS arrangement and includes a comprehensive package of weapons, sensors and support systems. The drones will be equipped with advanced weaponry and systems, including 170 AGM-114R Hellfire missiles, 310 GBU, 39 B/B laser-guided small diameter bombs, 161 integrated GPS and inertial navigation systems, and 35 L3 Rio Grande communications intelligence sensor suites. The future wars will be fought in 5G and 6G enabled skies. Drones will be powered by AI, operate in swarms and feed real-time data to commanders thousands of miles away. These autonomous systems will be capable of identifying, tracking and neutralizing targets with minimal human intervention. Enhanced by edge computing and quantum encryption, such drone networks will reshape the battlefield, making speed, data and connectivity as critical as firepower. India is preparing for wars to be fought in 5G-enabled technology. DRDO is developing stealth drones, autonomous decision-making algorithms and electronic warfare-enabled UAVs. From Kargil to Operation Sindoor, the evolution is clear.
Drones and UAVs may have a limited capability of carrying X amount of explosive, but they can go deep inside, destroy certain of them. After that, if you require a carpet bombing, you require aircraft, Air Force. Similarly, if you require army to proceed, you require air superiority, so that enemy aircraft cannot counter our army. So all these things will be added together, and best efficiency is to integrate everything on the same platform. A drone, because it is the initial stages, it is going to make impact, like what India did on the first 6-9 itself, destroying without an instruction. But similarly, the first impact and the best impact and surprise element can be achieved by UAV, because they don't no risk involved and will destroy them. So it is added to it. It becomes very important in the modern warfare. But other things, other old concepts and old even aircrafts, missiles, other things needs to be integrated together and decide what element will be used, what is the best. That will come out your strategy, and you will win the war with the least attrition, least amount of losses.
India's private drone sector is rising fast. Companies like Tata Advanced Systems, Idea Forge, Garud Aerospace and New Space are building advanced UAVs for defense and civilian use.
Collaborations in this area are very important, particularly I say with the academic institutes, and of course startups and bigger industries collaborations are also in a big way happening. Today it has happened. Many of our startups and bigger industries in India have collaborated, and for some more new technologies which is need to be incorporated in this, is even a global collaboration is also an important thing.
The Drone Shakti Mission and PLI schemes are pushing drone manufacturing to the next level. So, what is India's goal? The goal is a self-reliant India where both soldiers and civilians benefit from eyes in the sky. Drones have multiple civilian use too. India is very much at the forefront of civilian use of the drone technology, be it with programs like Drone Didi, its usage to augment agriculture productivity or supply vaccines and medicines to far-flung areas. We will surely be discussing those in some later episode. On the security front, as the world's largest democracy faces evolving threats across multiple sectors, India's drone doctrine is clear. Defend silently, strike precisely, lead indigenously. From the labs of Bengaluru to the skies over Pahalgam, a new era of Indian warfare has arrived. One that watches, waits, and when needed, strikes with surgical precision. That is all we have in this program. Thanks for watching.